is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at KoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Stop into Zollner Ford of Beatrice for Truck Month. Check out 0% financing with approved credit on all F-150s excluding Raptor. Or save up to $11,000 off MSRP on select 2025 SDX and XLT models in stock. Check out many service specials as well. $20 rebate on the Works package or up to $50 off new brakes and rotors. Maverick, Ranger, Super Duty, F-150 or Bronco. It's Truck Month at Zollner Ford of Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2025 Ford F-150 for $199 per month.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1007055. Previous service loader. $199 per month. Lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 6,800 to its signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Plus take new retail delivery from the Anderson Auto Group by 3/31/26. See dealer for details.
Tired of your furnace running overtime this winter? Let Heartland of Nebraska Windows save the day. Upgrade to stunning, energy-saving triple-pane vinyl windows installed by their team of experts. Every window comes with a lifetime warranty on everything, all for a price you can actually afford. Free estimates, flawless replacements, and peace of mind from a family-owned business you can trust. Don't wait. Call Heartland of Nebraska Windows at 402-430-3852 or visit heartlandofnebraskawindows.com today.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
It's been a busy day in sports. A lot has happened while you were up to your eyeballs in work. Catch up on what went down in Nebraska athletics, college sports, and your favorite pro sports leagues. This is Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Sponsored by Canopy Street Market. Here is your host, Nick Whyman.
Happy Monday, everybody. 93.7 Ticket, and theticketfm.com. Call me the closer, coming in to close out your Monday night here in the capital city, Lincoln, Nebraska. As a lot is going on in the sports world. You know, the Olympics just wrapped up last weekend, And it feels like that hockey game between USA Canada was just yesterday, but it was a week ago. A lot going on. The World Baseball Classic starts up this week, Wednesday night. First game, I believe, is Australia and Chinese Taipei. 9 o'clock start for that one. And then USA will start pool play on Friday against Brazil. And there'll be a lot of baseball. Spring training is going on and whatnot. A lot going on in the sports world. March is here. One of the top months, I think, in the sports calendar. You look at the 12 months of the year. I think March has to be a top 3. You don't even have to be a college basketball fan to enjoy March. I think it just goes hand in hand that March Madness is going on, baseball, opening days at the end of the month. There's just so much that goes on in the month of March. I'd love to hear from you guys here on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line, 402-464-5685. That is 402-464-5685. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or on Allo Channel 961. Love to hear your input. What is your favorite sports month? It's been a topic of discussion, not only tonight, but all day throughout the show. If you listen to One-on-One DP, he talked about him and me talked about it a little bit to start hour 3 of Old School earlier today, around 5-6 o'clock. I'm curious because I'm just curious what you guys think. Because, obviously August, September, probably because college football and the NFL start up, football season gets there. There's a feeling to that. It's always very exciting. And then the fall, there's nothing like waking up on a Saturday or Sunday in the fall, a nice crisp morning, and then you watch a college football, full slate of college football or a full day of NFL football. There's nothing like it. But also, I don't know, maybe some people like October as well because you have the postseason baseball, sports equinox with all the 4 major sports going on. I think that is a top tier month as well. But March is something like March. 8147 says April with the NBA, NHL playoffs beginning, the Masters, and the Kentucky Derby. See, this is what I mean. There are so many different sporting events. It all depends on who you are. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's opinionated. And that's April's another one too. April, you have the NHL, Stanley Cup playoffs are elite. The NBA playoffs, you get some really good series, some series that go down, you play a team 6-7 times in a row. You get some really good drama into those games. Same with NHL. It comes down to overtime and in game 7, nothing like it. And then the Masters, they're just the Masters. Augusta is just what it is. Spectacle. And the Kentucky Derby starts a Triple Crown. There's a lot that goes into it. Has to be. I do think March is up there just because baseball starting up. That's opinion. If you don't like baseball or whatnot, if you're not a big baseball fan, then yeah, that's your opinion. I can't change that. It all depends on what your priorities are in the sports world. But I think March, because March Madness, there's just nothing like it. Waking up on a Thursday and having that 11 a.m., 11:15 tip off and the games start rolling in. There is nothing quite like March Madness. I think just the feeling of it, watching those games are just for sure. Jason, longtime listener in his bio on the text line says May for sure. Good Show Derby, PGA Championship, auto racing, etc. Yeah, that's what I mean. You have to have your copy of tea. The Indy 500 is the end of that month. A classic to watch. If you're not an IndyCar fan, that is the one race you watch probably all year. But there's also, they started their season this last weekend in sunny St. Petersburg, Florida. That's going on. NASCAR is kicking in high gear. The F1 season. I would say the Monaco Grand Prix is going on, but that's now in June. This year, calendar's a little different. Sorry to throw that off there. But that's what I mean. The sports months, there's just so, it all depends what you like. We have April, May. I said March, October, because of the postseason baseball, sports equinox. You can watch, October is when that starts that run where you can watch football every day of the week. NFL Sunday, Monday Night Football. Maction gets in the high gear in November as well with, Tuesday, Wednesday games. And then Thursday, you get your NFL again with some college games. Friday, then you have some college games / your local high school or whatnot. And then you would go into the college football Saturday and then restart the cycle all over again. There's no wrong answer. I'm just curious what everybody's, sports equinox, sports favorite sports month of the year is, because I know March is a big one for a lot of people, myself included, because March Madness, there's nothing like it when the calendar flips to March, just something's in the air. And it kind of goes along with April. You get to see those Masters commercials on TV and you get the chills watching that. So throughout the show, chime in at what your favorite sports month is, 402-464-5685, or hit us up on Facebook, YouTube, X, or if you're watching on Allo Channel 961. Love to hear what it is, because it's just the beauty of sports. Spring's coming up, baseball starting. I'm thinking of baseball before we get into everything. Nebraska baseball plays a game tomorrow at home. I know it's a little chilly outside. Sun didn't shine today, but Nebraska plays Omaha tomorrow, 1:30 first pitch at Hawks Field, Haymarket Park, home opener for the Cornhuskers. It should be fun because not only that, they play South Dakota State on Wednesday, and then softball plays South Dakota State in a doubleheader on Thursday, 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and they play Omaha this weekend. So when baseball and softball are in the air across the nation, it's a very exciting time. The weather's getting better, inching close to the summer. So I was just curious what everybody's favorite sports month is, because it's different. There's no wrong answers. Like, if your favorite month's February for some reason, so be it. It is. Your favorite sports month is July because of the hot dog eating contest with Joey Chestnut, so be it. That's your opinion. Hey, Joey Chestnut is an athlete. I know it's a weird American tradition. It's hard to explain that to a people, but hey, Joey Chestnut, a couple months away until he's back out there doing his thing. Moving on, like you said, I'll read your text if you have your favorite sports month. We'll have that topic discussion throughout the broadcast, but also love to hear from you. We're going to talk Nebraska basketball, men's and women. The men picking up a win in sunny California on Saturday. Tomorrow, around this time, will be around halftime, start of the second half against the UCLA Bruins. But before we get into more of that, the funny thing is in 24 hours, we'll be here at Late Night in Lincoln during the game. Right after the final buzzer sounds, Late Night in Lincoln ends, but the show goes on. We'll have Husker Hoops post-game after the final buzzer, after dark, after midnight here, right here on 93.7 The Ticket. I will be here in studio. We'll break it down. If you're up and at it, if you're up from the game, you're hyped, you want to talk about it, you can't go to bed, you can't sleep, I will be here. Austin Orman is in Los Angeles. He will be chiming in from down there. He will stream in from down there if all goes to plan. We'll have a fun time, and I'm all for it. If you're a night owl like me, you have a chance to talk sports with somebody past the midnight hour. We have a chance to do that tomorrow up until maybe around 1 o'clock, maybe later. We'll see. This is a Husker basketball season that is historic, and in a couple of years down the road, and I could say, hey, I was here till past 1 o'clock in the morning after Nebraska played UCLA to close out the end of the regular season of a historic season. I'm here for it. Something to brag about. And if you guys want to chime in, we always on our post games have some great conversations. As always, Austin will be down there in California. We'll preview that one here in a second. So let's put a bow on this past weekend. Nebraska played USC in a game where it felt very similar to the Minnesota game. I was sitting here, and not just because of the jersey colors, not just because Minnesota wore the gold uniforms then, and USC did the same thing in this one, just because it was kind of a similar playbook to that one. Nebraska had a tough time in the first half. USC made some tough shots. Baker Mazzara made some tough shots at the rim. Some threes went down from long range for the Trojans, made 4. They didn't make anything in the second half, but that first half, USC was making some tough shots, not only beyond the arc, but at the rim and whatnot. And they were able to open up a 36-31 lead on Nebraska. Similar to that Minnesota game. Minnesota was on a losing skid. USC as well held a lead over Nebraska because they played a very strong first half. But Nebraska came answering the call. There's a video of Fred Hoiberg that the Husker basketball account posted of him telling them, play your game in the locker room. Play your game. And Nebraska just did that. 51-31 in the second half. Nebraska scores 50+ to win 82-67 over the Trojans and pick up win number 1 on the West Coast. A year ago, Nebraska played in the Pacific Northwest, played Oregon and Washington, got wins there. They're undefeated on this West Coast trip toward the end of the regular season. And in this game, I mean, Prey Sanford is all Big Ten. I mean, the way he's lifted off, I mean, Iowa, coach leaves, Fran McCaffrey's gone, Ben McCollum enters in, team transfers or whatnot, and it was kind of a bidding war for him or whatnot. And he ends up coming to Nebraska at the time. They got him. What's this guy going to be? Coming from Iowa to Nebraska, kind of a weird situation where a guy's transferring from a rival to another. But hey, Nebraska got him and see what he can do. Been everything as advertised, everything and more. Dropping 32, a 30-point game again. He's had 3 30-point games this year, I believe. But that is, I feel like he's had more. I feel like he's had more 30-point games than what we give credit for. Yeah, he had 32 the other night against USC. He had 33 against Penn State. And there's one more in here. I know there is. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, 32 against Illinois the first time around. That's the game where he was all in the first half. But he's had so many games near that 30-point mark. It feels like he's had more than 3 in 30-point games. I mean, look down the box score here. He had 29 against Northwestern. He had 20 in a streak there in the Big Ten play from Oregon till that Michigan game on the road. He scored 20 plus in those games. 28 against Oregon. That's the one I was hinting at. And then 20 against Upstate earlier in the year. And then 28 again against Oklahoma back at the Pentagon. And yeah, so he's been close, knocking on the door of that 30-point gap. 3 of them. It feels like he's had more. Heck of a season for the guy. I mean, Junior, if he decides to come back, Nebraska's got a beast waiting for him. His brother just got picked up by an NBA team on a 2-way contract. But there is just so much that he is given and more to this Nebraska basketball team. Did everybody else score double digits in the starting lineup? No, just Rink Mass had 11. He threw out a dunk on Saturday. He's missed some layups from time to time, but threw out a dunk. Jamarcus Lawrence, 6 points. Sam Hoiberg, 7. Burke Bucangel only 9. Burke, he's the interesting one. 9 points, didn't shoot a 3-ball, 4 of 7 from the floor, but he has 4 assists and 6 rebounds. He's a guy where he knows his role and knows how to impact a game, not only on the floor, but he doesn't do it in the stat sheet. He's able to put a body on somebody, put an elbow into somebody, do something to affect their shot or whatnot, and he's able to do that. 6 rebounds for him in that game. The bench, Braden Frager off the bench with 17. I feel like not only a lot of people are talking about that just because what Price Sanford did in this game, but Braden Frager in 27 minutes off the bench with 17 points, only shooting 2 threes, attack the rim. When he's getting to the rim at an alarming rate, that's when Nebraska's at its best. You're able to cause havoc, not just relying on the 3-ball, and he's able to just crash the rim, make shots through contact and whatnot. He's able to do that. Cale Jacobson didn't score in that game, but hey, Nebraska was able to just kind of wear USC out too. If you look at there's a clip of Baker Mazzara after going up and down the court a couple times, not only physically wearing him out, but mentally. Goes up and down the floor. Baker Mazzara, their point guard, was their point guard. We'll talk a little bit more about that. He ends up taking the ball up and he kind of stands there with the ball and tries to catch his breath. Mind you, it's Sam Hoiberg on him throughout the game. I mean, that's just a guy who's physically and mentally just going to break you down. And that is kind of what happened. And it was interesting. I mean, you see a clip online. I mean, Chad Baker Mazzara takes the seat not with the bench in the second half, only plays 3 minutes in the second half. And he's off the team now, I guess, for USC. Longtime player in college basketball. He's played with multiple different teams. A falling out, I don't know. And it's an important time of the season because USC 18-11, 7-11 in Big Ten play. They're on that last 4 teams in. And if he's gone, who knows what happens with the team? I mean, if you can resurrect that, if you can put it back together, I'm not too sure. An interesting time. But that's for USC to worry about and not us. And that's a Nebraska time where Nebraska gets a win on the West Coast and they still have another opportunity as they are going to play UCLA. UCLA is a team where they are dangerous at home at Pauley Pavilion. They're an interesting team in general just because of what their storylines this year have been. They've had some really good shining moments. They've also had some bad moments on the road. 19-10 on the year, 11-7 in Big Ten play. They're sitting in 7th spot in the conference, right behind Wisconsin. They have some close games. They played Arizona close way back in the beginning of the year. Played Gonzaga, lost both those games. Turn the page to the conference season. They've lost to Iowa, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Indiana at home, which we'll jump back to that game in a bit. And then they had a stretch here a couple weeks ago. They played Michigan on the road, got blown out, and then they got blown out by Michigan State and East Lansing. And then Mick Cronin, head coach to the Bruins, ejects one of his players or whatever, whatnot from that game. Has something to say to the media afterwards, kind of is a little snippy at one of the media members. And that obviously blew up because it's the time of the year college basketball taking over the storylines. That happens with Mick Cronin. He's a guy where you're going to have a soundbite no matter what, win or lose. He's going to say something that creates a soundbite. And that's what happened. They lose to Michigan State and Michigan back-to-back. A couple days later, UCLA returns home, and they play Illinois. Illinois, about 4 weeks ago, were the hottest team in the sport. UCLA takes them to overtime. UCLA is down 2 or down 1 with seconds to go. Donovan Dent takes the ball coast to coast, layup at the buzzer to knock off the Fighting Illini and give UCLA a win at home. After that, they beat the rivals, beat the USC Trojans. But then after those 2 wins, they had the 2 losses to the Michigan State, get back on track at home against Illinois and USC. Then they make the trip to Minnesota, and they lose that game by 5 to the Golden Gophers. And now here they are, soul-searching again after kind of what's been an up-and-down quest through the Big Ten schedule. This is a team where they play really well at home. 16-1 on the season at home for the Bruins. That includes wins over Purdue, Illinois. They are a really good team at home. 2 wins over 2 of the top teams in the conference. 2 of the top 5 teams in the conference, I will say. Illinois and Purdue right now 4-5. But their one loss came to Indiana in a double overtime game way back 98-97. So they've had some magic and mystique in Pauley Pavilion this year. They have a very interesting schedule. Crowbait in the chat says, by the way, thanks for being on Late Night, Nick. Great, gives us something to do. Hey, Crowbait, if you're up with me every night, I truly appreciate you, man. It's a joy. But this is a team like UCLA. This is a team that's really good at home. Like, is it the ghost of UCLA past? Because they've had some really good. I mean, John Wooden. You mentioned UCLA in college basketball. John Wooden. That's just what it goes to. This is how it goes. They just have this like at that atmosphere at Pauley Pavilion. I misspoke earlier today too. Let's get into the history between these 2 programs before we go to break. So, according to UCLA's website, I believe this is regular season meetings are Nebraska and UCLA. We'll talk about postseason here in a second. So, they've only met twice in the regular season. Last year, Nebraska got the best of UCLA over down the road at Pinnacle Bank Arena, 66-58 in that game. In their first meeting as conference teams. Still crazy trying to get used to all the conference realignment. We're going to see next year college football and whatnot with North Dakota State and Sac State and all that. But first time as conference foes, Nebraska gets the win at home. You flash back to Friday, November 25th, the 2016-2017 season, which is also my birthday, funny enough. Fullerton, California, Wooden Legacy Tournament, neutral site action, technically. I say neutral site even though they're in California. Nebraska falls to UCLA 82-71 during that game against the Bruins during the 2016-2017 season. Some names in this game. Isaiah Roby was coming off the bench for Nebraska. Ed Morrow started. Glenn Watson was playing for Nebraska at this time. A guy by the name of Lonzo Ball was a freshman at UCLA at this point. This was before the Triple B shoes came out and whatnot. Kind of before he hit LaMelo Ball's clip went famous on Twitter and social media when, he dropped how many points in a high school game, no matter if he's playing offense or defense or whatnot, if he's cherry picking or whatever. This is before all that happened, before that all took off by storm. But Lonzo Ball scored 13 points in that game against Nebraska. However, there is a third meeting. Nebraska has played in Pauley Pavilion before. I didn't know this until about 9 o'clock because the website only lists the regular season. So let's flash you back to the 1984-85 season. I wasn't around. I wasn't even born yet. But Nebraska played UCLA in the second round of the 1985 NIT tournament. And Nebraska's Dave Hoppen was playing at this time. Leading scorer in program history, Dave Hoppen. But this is a interesting thing because you think, okay, Nebraska and UCLA, they have to have ran into each other at some point. And Dave Hoppen drops 23 points this game. But Nebraska falls to the UCLA Bruins in the second round of the NIT to UCLA. On this UCLA team was a guy by the name of Reggie Miller. He was a sophomore at the time on this team for the Bruins. So here's a picture of the 1984-85 UCLA Bruins team. They ended up winning the NIT tournament that year behind Reggie Miller. This was the Bruins received their first invitation to the NIT tournament in school history. The team went 5-0 and defeated Indiana in the final, and Reggie Miller was named the tournament's most valuable player. And funny enough, this game was in Madison Square Garden. The championship game was in Madison Square Garden. This is before Reggie Miller became famous for playing at Madison Square Garden. So before he even played for the Pacers, sorry, Knicks fans, but he was able to capture a most valuable NIT player and win a championship for the UCLA Bruins in the NIT tournament back in 1985. Wild world we live in. Wild world. So before Reggie Miller got famous in the NBA for playing at MSG, he was able to do it in college and helped UCLA to a 5-0 record in the NIT tournament, which he defeated Nebraska. So there's some history right there. Nebraska has played UCLA technically 2 times in regular season play, 1 time in the postseason, and the Bruins got the best. Bruins technically lead the all-time series 2-1. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, Central Time, Nebraska playing the UCLA Bruins at Pauley Pavilion. 10 o'clock tip-off. Remind you, post-game around midnight Central Time, right here on 93.7 The Ticket. I will be here. If you need somebody to talk to you about college basketball after that game and you don't want to go to bed right after a game, we got you covered. We can talk basketball till 1:30 in the morning, more than likely. We'll have Austin Orman chime in. It'll be a fun time, but hey, it'll be fun. Trust me. Then we send you into the day. If you're up to 1 o'clock in the morning, we'll have state tournament girls basketball covered from 9 o'clock in the morning onward. There'll be plenty to talk about. And we have a lot of really cool things happening here at the Ticket, not only throughout this week, but going forward. A lot of really cool things. But we're going to go break. We'll break down the women's Big Ten tournament after this and talk about what they kind of need to do to solidify themselves in the tournament, what they have to do coming up on Wednesday. They also play Wednesday too. So there'll be a lot. They play Indiana. What's coming forward for Nebraska as they need to win. Finish the year on a 2-game winning streak, but it's a new season. We'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Nick Whyman, Late Night Lincoln.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
If you're tired of the dieting circuit paradox but still want to look, feel, and perform better, you need to get to Nutrition Authority and ask about our nutrition coaching featuring LifeBase. LifeBase takes the complex world of nutrition and makes it simple with real results that last. Stop in to learn more or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
When you or someone you know has been seriously injured and you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will fight for the justice you deserve in court to get the very best possible outcome. Trust the compassionate and hardworking attorneys at Liberty Law Group when you need an attorney in Nebraska or Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Back to Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is your host, Nick Whyman.
Welcome back. Late Night in Lincoln with Nick Whyman here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Watching on Facebook, X, YouTube, or Allo Channel 961. Truly appreciate you spending the rest of your Monday with me, as there's been a lot to talk about. Just got done talking about Nebraska basketball. I'm in game tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. Around this time, it'll be crunch time of that game. Nebraska gets a win. Important, I did not mention that they win that game. They clinch a triple bye in the Big Ten men's basketball tournament. That'd be huge. Nebraska going from not even making the Big Ten tournament to getting a triple bye to the quarterfinals. What a story. Last year, obviously, not every team made the Big Ten tournament. Now, the coaches in the men's tournament voted to include everybody regardless of record. The women's tournament's a little different. Before we get into that as well, a reminder, Nebraska baseball playing at 1:30 tomorrow against the Omaha Mavericks. Pending weather. There's a chance for rain tomorrow, but it looks like it's going to be clear. Looks like we should be fine. You never know in Nebraska. I remember they were saying we might get a trace to a couple inches of snow, and we got nothing. So then again, they said that a couple weeks ago, and we had a snowstorm for not even the ages, but just for the time of the year. It was nuts. Nebraska said Lincoln set a record for most reported accidents that day too. So not a good record to have, but a record regardless. Kicked off the show talking about what your favorite sports month is of the year. Obviously, March is here. A lot of people love the month of March because you have baseball starting up. You have the NCAA tournament and whatnot. What is your? I start off the show. We got a couple of people saying April because the Masters and the NBA playoffs start up. We had somebody saying May because you get the motorsport season starting to kick into high gear with NASCAR and whatnot, in Indy 500, and whatever, the PGA Championship, and whatever your favorite. Right? It's opinionated. I'm curious if you're watching 402-464-5685, Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or on Allo, truly appreciate you. If you'd love to give your opinion, it's an opinion. Like if you say your favorite month is January, that's fine. That is your month. If your favorite month is December because it's Christmas time and the NFL playoffs are starting to take shape, sure. It's opinionated. There's no right or wrong answer. There's 12 months. You pick one you like. Maybe your birthday is in August and you like that month because it's right before college football begins. So be it. I mean, sports, glorious in August. Like, yes, it gets kind of quiet toward the beginning of that, and then NFL preseason. But if you're, it's opinion. It's all an opinion in the end of the day. So we got done talking about the men's basketball tournament. The women's basketball tournament takes center stage this week, starting on Wednesday and wrapping up on Sunday as 15 of the Big Ten teams make it. 3 of the note. Nebraska finishes the regular season with 2 wins, not only after a 6-game skid, they beat Washington to close out the road trip of the 2025-2026 regular season with a 66-65 win over the Huskies. Britt Prince jumper at the top of the key to give Nebraska the win. Defensive stand by the Huskers. Washington got 3 good looks. Nebraska was able to, I wouldn't say lucky, but the ball, didn't go through the rim, didn't go through the hoop. That's just how it goes. And Nebraska is able to fend off that win, get a win, end the dreaded 6-game skid, and then go back home on senior day last Saturday and win 93-52 over Rutgers, the team that was at the bottom of the Big Ten Conference, able to just handle business from start to finish against the Scarlet Knights. So you turn the page to a new season. March is here. Calendar flips to March. Nebraska finishes the regular season 18-11 overall, 7-11 in Big Ten play. Yes, they lost 11 conference games. They didn't lose a single game in the non-con. Some of those games, they played some elite teams. They hung with USC for a bit. Lost that one. Third quarter by the Trojans. Sparked them. Iowa hung with them twice. Couldn't get it done. UCLA is one of the top teams, one of the top programs in women's college basketball. They are kind of an outlier. They're a really good team for a reason. Nebraska then went on a stretch of losing to Michigan State, Wisconsin in close games. Nebraska's just got to put it all together. I think that's the message of those 2 games. And that 6-game skid, you look at teams they played: Ohio State, Michigan, Maryland, and Iowa, who were all ranked. And then, Minnesota came out flat, and Minnesota took a huge lead and then tried to make a comeback, couldn't finish it. And then Oregon, Nebraska had a 12-point lead with 6 minutes to go. Oregon fights the comeback, wins that game at home in Eugene to keep Nebraska's losing streak going. But it's all about putting it together. Nebraska got Britt Prince averaging 17 a game, shooting 54% from the field, 4 assists per game. Lean on her. This is their first tournament where she's kind of the leader. She's had seniors to lean on. You had Ava Markowski and whatnot last year. You need her, Amaya Hargrove, and whatnot. You need put it all together now. 11 losses in conference play. All of your losses on the year in the Big Ten Conference. Now, here you are, 18-11. Depending where you look at it, bracketology or whatnot, some people had them as a 9 seed. Some people had them as a 11 seed as a play-in team. And then you have to play your way into the field of 64. I think one of them had them playing Princeton, a pretty solid Ivy League women's basketball program who has given some teams fits in the past. And that's who Nebraska may have to play, depending on how. And there's also bid stealers. You got to worry about that. If you, let's say, some mid-majors win and steal some spots or whatnot, it happens from time to time. There's usually a couple of them that knock some of those last 4 in teams out because of stealing bids. You got to always look out for that because that's just how college basketball works. So Nebraska will tip off at 2:30 Central Time on Wednesday, March 4th in Indianapolis at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse where the Indiana Pacers call home. Nebraska, the 12 seed, will face number 13 Indiana in a team that is very similar to Nebraska, not only record-wise, but also just the way they play. Indiana coming in 17-13, 5-12 in Big Ten play. They are an interesting group. Nebraska met them early in the year at home at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nebraska got the best of the Hoosiers, 78-73. At that time, Indiana was 0-5 in Big Ten play. Nebraska was 14-2, and they were number 25 in the nation. During that game, Britt Prince had a really good game, 7 assists, 20 points to lead the Huskers on offense. But Indiana's a tough team. And Nebraska's playing a team that's kind of a similar in stature, similar in record-wise, and similar in teams they beat in the conference. So Nebraska will play that game. And that's a game where if Nebraska just needs to win, you need to handle business. Because if you lose that game, you end up 18-12, and you were a first round and out in the Big Ten. The Big Ten women's basketball tournament is no joke. There are a lot of really good teams. Nebraska's seen the best of them. Iowa, Ohio State, UCLA. Minnesota, who's got a top 4 seed. You have Michigan State, who's a 7 seed. Maryland and whatnot. There's some really good teams. Nebraska's played with them for 3 quarters, but the 1 quarter got away in most of those games for Nebraska. So they have a short week compared to a lot of other these teams who have double byes like UCLA, Minnesota, and Iowa and whatnot. You got to beat Indiana. Because I think if you lose that game, it kind of muddies the water and like, hey, how do they view you as a selection? I mean, Nebraska's been to the tournament a number of years. They haven't really made a run, won a game in the tournament in the past couple of years. So unless you're looking at the WNIT, then Nebraska needs to beat Indiana to give themselves a chance to bolster their resume. Beat Indiana. They play at 2:30. It's a very weird time because it's a middle of the week game, 12-13 matchup, the first game of the tournament. You have Indiana, a team you faced, and it was a close ball game way back when. 2:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central, excuse me. You have that game on a Wednesday. It's going to be a bring your own energy kind of vibe. DP me talked about it on Old School. You know, any other stadium, Nebraska fans would travel out to this game and, you know, support the Huskers. The issue here is it's a Wednesday. People are maybe gauging to see if you win that game and then they come down the next day. People have work, people have jobs, you know, it's a middle of the week. It's a very, you know, it's hard to get fans to get out there, especially when you're playing up in Indianapolis. So you have that game. However, look where the tournament's being played. It's being played in Indiana. Indiana is going to have, I mean, it is a neutral site, quote unquote. It's not where the Hoosiers play their basketball, but the game's being played in their backyard. So Indiana will have fans come out midday, first game of the tournament to watch Indiana. It'll be a bring your energy kind of game, though, because you used to, you know, playing at 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, usually on Thursdays, Sundays, or whatnot in college women's basketball. But now you have to play on a Wednesday at 2:30 Central Time on Peacock against the Hoosiers. Get past that one, avoid a loss, and then you're looking at Ohio State, a team who Nebraska played in Columbus, fell in that one. That was one of the games of that losing skid. If Nebraska can beat Indiana and then somehow beat Ohio State, that should probably punch your ticket in. I don't like how if Nebraska does beat Indiana then lose to Ohio State, they go, oh, they're, you know, they lost to another ranked team. I don't think winning. I'm trying to wait the phrase. Moving on in your conference tournament and then losing to a superior team shouldn't punish you. Nebraska can get that win against Indiana. It should help them. If they can hang with Ohio State, they should be fine. Not that 20 million mark, but it all depends on what else happens across college basketball. We know the sport. We know what it's like. Mid-majors, steal bids, opens a door. It's just what it is. So Nebraska, if they do beat Indiana on Wednesday, they would have to play Thursday, March 5th, after 25 minutes following game 4 of the tournament, which would be Washington, USC in the 8-9 matchup, which would start at 11 a.m. So probably looking at about a 1:30 tip-off, I would assume, depending on how that game goes. If Nebraska beat Indiana. Not guaranteed. You gotta come to play. Big Ten tournament time. It's a new season. Everybody's got life. And then you got a chance to beat the Buckeyes. And then after that, Nebraska would have to look in the rest of the way. If they do end up beating Ohio State, they'd have to play Minnesota, another team who Nebraska has history with. Nebraska went up there and struggled for the first half, but is able to kind of weather the storm, but ended up losing to the Gophers, who are playing some of their best basketball right now. Semifinals are on Saturday, March 7th. Those games starting at 1 and 3:30 Central Time on BTN. And then Sunday, the championship game will be on CBS at 1 o'clock. Nebraska, I mean, just find a way. Just find a way to get past that first game. Don't fall to the trap of Indiana. Get past that one. Put yourself in a spot to maybe make some noise. It's going to be tough, though, because if you're playing so many games, you'd have to. Nebraska wanted to put together a resume, put together 20 wins. They'd have to play 3 games in 3 days. However, you got UCLA standing on the other side as well. If Nebraska could get past that one, it'd be even tougher. Then you got Minnesota. It'd be tough. But we've seen crazier things happen. It's March. It's March for a reason. But you can't look ahead. You cannot look to Ohio State on Wednesday because you're playing a team that also is in the same boat where they have to keep winning to give themselves something. Indiana 17-13, not enough to get you to the big dance. Indiana has to win. And Nebraska has to avoid the Hoosiers come that time. So we're going to take a break, one more break for the night. We are going to come back. We're going to look at a little bit of the bracket for the NSAA women, the NSAA girls state basketball championships. Bracket came out. Districts were last week. Boys districts are tonight. We'll look at some scores there and send you off into your Tuesday. The NSAA girls and boys state championships are awesome. Ever been? It's a sight to see. So we'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com. Late Night Lincoln with Nick Whyman.
It's basketball season, and Salt Mine City is your pregame and postgame headquarters in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Get ready for the game with their big, fatty 7-ounce hamburger or try a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, your basketball headquarters, now open at 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966. Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Way out there where the sun comes up under the big red sky, I do life the way I love, with family by my side. I feel home with me, no matter where I go.
Proud of where we're from, excited for where we're going. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2025 Ford F-150 for $199 per month.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1007055. Previous service loader. $199 per month. Lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 6,800 to its signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Plus take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 3/31/26. See dealer for details.
Back to Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is your host, Nick Whyman.
Welcome back. Late Night Lincoln with Nick Whyman here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Appreciate all you rocking with me here for this final hour of Monday, March 2nd, 2026. It's March. That means basketball is taking center stage this month, especially not across the country, but also in the state. The NSAA Girls Basketball State Championships are starting on March 4th. They'll wrap up a play on the 7th, this Saturday, with the state champions. Got the bracket right here in my hand for Class A, B, C1, C2, D1, and D2. Games will begin at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, and like I said, wrap up with all 6 championship games at Pinnacle Bank Arena on Saturday. So you look down the bracket here. Obviously, you have some stories. Your D2 schools get to play in this big stadium. Bloomfield in D1 is the number 1 seed. Dundee County Stratton is the 1 seed in D2. Pender, the Penn Dragons, have been really good girls basketball program for a number of years now. In C2 there. Oakland Craig is there as well. Scott Gazinski, really good coach there, defending champions as well. C1, you have Milford, obviously something to watch for that team. Lincoln Christian, a local team here. Malcolm just down the road, also hanging there. Could get that matchup in the semifinals. Class B, Norris entering as the number 1 seed, 22-3. I have a pretty good tandem of guards with Landry Gates and Marley Emerson there. Izzy Tidball is a really good player for them as well. Rosalind Madsen. Norris looking to get it back. They lost in the first round to Scott last year. Scott not in the tournament this year. On the other side of the bracket, you have Bennington undefeated, 25-0, and then Lincoln Pius at 10th, 20-4 is the 3 seed. They're playing Beatrice in the first round, the nightcap of March 5th. In Class A, Lincoln North Star, number 1, 24-1 on the season. 2 seed Kearney, 20-3. First time they've been in the tournament in a number of years. And then you have the 3 seed Omaha North in that one. So, mind you, every game Pinnacle Bank Arena will have from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from Pinnacle Bank Arena will be live on 93.7 The Ticket. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman will be calling the games. Austin Norman, potentially with Tristan Gomez as well, calling games. We'll have plenty covered. In between games, we'll have a little bit of segments to get through. Let's go through some scores on the boys' side. We had Lincoln Southwest winning their district final, 81-66 over Westview. Lincoln East losing to Bellevue West, 74-61. North Star dropping a heartbreaker to Papillion La Vista, 48-46. Millard North edging out Lincoln Southeast, 64-33. Lincoln High heading to state, upsetting Creighton Prep, 62-55. The Lynx are back in the state tournament. Lincoln has a lot of teams trying to jockey their way to get a state title. It's been a while since a Lincoln school has been able to bring one home. It'd be nice. Class B, you have Norris winning, beating Omaha Gross Night. You have Scott, obviously, as well. Those are the 2 teams on a collision course again. They met in the state title 2 years ago in Class B, met in the semifinals last year. Norris, obviously, with Barrett Bozer getting that full court shot to beat Pius and escape that one. And then you have a situation where Scott wins. Zeeble gets the rebound, puts it back in. They had him and Brock Scholl to help Scott to a state title. So should be a fun time. And we'll have all of it covered here on the ticket. Special announcement tomorrow night. We'll have a guest calling in. I would say, he's a really good dude. Wally Johnson, the Norris girls basketball coach, will be streaming in at 11 o'clock tomorrow night during the men's basketball game. I know that's just how timing works, but Wally Johnson used to be a coach at Louisville with the down outside of Lincoln and down the road. He is going to be joining the show. He took the Norris job a couple years ago after Mark Hagerman, a longtime coach, stepped down and retired. Wally Johnson will be streaming in for the first 20-ish minutes of the show tomorrow night. So hope Wally's got his coffee. Yeah, hopefully he's a night guy. I don't know. I don't know for sure if he's a night owl, but we will find out tomorrow night. Norris, he's guided Norris to multiple state tournaments in a row, trying to, he's been in that moment. It's just to get over that hump and get a win there. And they've been in that moment and talk about what it's like being a coach, to coach at that level and be able to play at Pinnacle Bank Arena with that team. And a lot of experience of players who have been in that stage for a number of years. So we'll talk to number 1 seed coach Wally Johnson and the Norris Titans girls basketball head coach tomorrow night, right here at 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Nick Whyman, sign out on this Monday night. Thank you all for joining me. Early break. We have a great Takedown Tuesdays before the Big Ten Wrestling Championships. Got a really good lineup tomorrow. Austin Norman as well will be in California. He'll stream in for postgame. Postgame right after Late Night in Lincoln tomorrow night, right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com, right around midnight. So if you're not out, we'll be here.